All right, big welcome you guys to our Tuesday night team training. So in the comments below, I would love to hear what has your favorite part of the Action Academy been so far this month. We've got, what, it's the 19th? We've got a week and a half left in the month, and I want to hear from you what you have been learning, what you've been loving from all of the leaders all throughout the team who have been giving tips and tricks and ideas. For those of you who are on the Power Hour last night, it sounds like you are booking one-on-ones, you are booking parties. Estella booked 5 appointments and 1 party. Goodness, that's amazing. 1 hour of focused work can absolutely propel your business, can't it? Yeah, and now that you know, you can do it again and again. Let's see, we've got from the Action Academy, the love the social media tips. Yes. Overcoming objections. Yes. Really it's just the accountability and the ideas that consistently when you plug in, you will get better. That's just the name of the game. I forgot to say my name. I'm Denise, if anyone doesn't know me, but welcome. Glad to have you here. And today we're going to talk about plugging in and the importance of being a part of the community, not just in the Action Academy, because you guys, the group pages, the task force groups that we do, we want everyone to be fully engaged, not a flower or wallflower, not a flower on the wall, that's not it. Well, not a wallflower, not someone watching everybody else experience success or do the work, but really dive in and take advantage of all of the opportunities here at your fingertips. Marlena says, entertain, educate, and inspire. Yes, that's exactly our goal on social media. Elva says it's helped her to stay focused, and that's exactly right. I mean, it's just having a business buddy. You know what I mean? I was talking to Allie today, and we were like, we're all sitting and working in our own houses. We might as well do it together. That is what makes this so much fun. And what makes it even more fun, you guys, even beyond being fully invested and engaged, asking questions, listening to the lives, and being a part of the communities that we have online, is being a part of the communities we have in person. And I think that that's something that we just do not want to take for granted. Stacy, you do. I mean, we do as a team, and I know you specifically do with your smaller team as well. You guys are really intentional. Chelsea, I see you on here. Allison Costa, there's a lot of leaders on this call who are really intentional about loving on their team and giving people a stage and a place where they feel important and they know that they will be missed. Yes, Robin, it does. It makes it's such a big part of leadership, is creating that space where people can grow. And I hope that you are listening to the John Maxwell book club series that corporate's doing right now. It really is such a fun way to learn again and to grow together. So there's a couple of ways that we can create community within our team. Number one, we've got group pages, right? We've got Facebook. We can't minimize that because that's an easy way to create community. Somebody's always online. Someone always can have an answer for you. You can post what you're doing that day so people can, duplicate what you're doing. Being loud in the groups is an easy way to step up in leadership because your team will see you active and engaging. It's also a great way to do recognition. Recognition in community, as we know, is the glue that holds us together when we go through a rough time. And the Facebook groups are a great place to do recognition. Because it's one thing to text someone you're doing a great job, which is very important. We'll get to that. But it is another thing to have a lot of people to go, oh my gosh, this person's doing a great job. And now they're getting comments and they're getting friend requests and they're getting, how are you doing that? What's going on? They're getting love, not just from their leader. So recognition is a huge thing that you can do in the Facebook communities. Private recognition, meaning posting directly on that person's wall, not just for the team to say kudos, good for you, but for their warm market to be like, ooh, she's doing something right. I want to be a part of what she's doing. she's getting called out by their leader for a stand-up job. She can help me experience success because I see that she's successful. So you've got the Facebook groups for connection, community, answering questions. You've got it for recognition. Don't forget about posting on distributors' personal pages for that love as well, because that's like a little, it's like a little, I mean, it's like a recruiting tool. You know what I mean? Like their warm market is going to see that, and that's cool. Of course, personal reaching out, personal messaging, personal texting, and just being, reminding people that they are a part of something bigger than themselves. But last but not least, you guys, these Zooms are a great way. Of course, I love them because we can reach all over the world at the same exact time. But today we're going to talk about building community in your own backyard and the importance of getting to events, like live events. Now, again, believe me, Zooms have changed our business. We can actually do tons of things in real time and pretend like we're all in the same room, and we can work together. We can do breakouts. We can do a lot of really cool things on here. But there's something to be said about creating physical memories together. Creating memories. Doing things where you're just having fun and laughing. You're creating strong bonds. And you are, you think of a song and you're like, oh, that reminds me of the One Team, One Mission, or the castle contest we did, or the cruise we went on, or this or that, or this or that. And so one of the reasons why I'm really, I'm being more intentional about creating community in my own backyard is because it's really easy to do it online. It just is. It's easier. We're all busy, right? So it's easier to get on a Zoom or to post or whatever. But something's missing if you're not meeting people in person. And so a couple things that we're doing here locally. Number one, we're just doing some fun stuff. We're going to Apple Orchard in October. We're doing a Gives Back event in November. We're doing a Christmas party in December. We're doing a dream board night early January. And we're planning out the year to create specific events. Now, if somebody's not local, we'll certainly Zoom them in. I mean, if they don't have people around, they can be Zoomed into these events. But I do think that if you have the ability, whether it's 2, 5, or 10 people on your team, it doesn't matter, but to have a place where you're consistently getting together is key. We're going to schedule work days to just work physically together, to create that energy, to laugh, to have fun, and again, to enjoy the journey together. And the reason why this is big on my heart right now is because I've been doing a lot of reading, per usual, and the things that I'm learning about, one of the cool things that I recently read was that it said, we have always heard that stress is a catalyst for doctor's appointments. You know what I mean? Like stress can impact your mental and physical health, which makes sense. Rise in cortisol, we live in the fight or flight response, you're anxious, your mind's everywhere, it's hard to focus. Like when we're stressed out, that can lead to physical and mental issues, right? Overwhelmed. However, what I've been realizing and learning over the past few months is that even worse than stress, even more of a bigger catalyst, if that's the way to say it, to physical and mental health issues is loneliness. Loneliness can be worse than stress. And so because of that, I am just continuously being reminded of the importance of community. And because we're all on the same mission, we've got a goal, we want to earn some money, we want to do it from home, we love our kids, we want time freedom, we've got these big dreams and these big goals. This is an amazing place to create community with like-minded, positive, fun people. And change happens in community. Personal growth happens in community. Certainly you can have an aha moment while you're reading the book, but when you're at an event and you're filled with high emotion and then you experience that aha moment, game changer. When you've got a community of people around you cheering you on, saying, I agree, let's do it, You know, like game changer. So my question to you before we get into our aha moments from all the events we've been doing is, what can you do to consistently create community within your team? Now remember, you can hold events all day long, and if nobody comes, like, that's not on you, that's on them. So our job is just to hold the events. Our job is just to reach out and love on. Our job is to send out recognition and to text our team consistently, to be a friend when they need a friend, to provide experiences where they can laugh and fun, and to give a place where they can capture the vision. And there's no better place than to capture the It Works vision than at a specific It Works. One team, one mission, mini boot camp, big boot camp, green carpet, a corporate event with Pam, Mike, Mark. Yes, Chelsea, conference is in February, and we are going to be gearing up for that as well. And getting to these events, you guys, will absolutely change your business, because you'll create those friendships, you'll have those memories, you'll have those aha moments, and it will build your belief in yourself and your vision for the company. So I know that we just came off of a boot camp on Sunday. There was about 250, 300 people there. We had an amazing lunch. Pam Souter was there, Cami Dempsey Pentecost. We just had so much fun. We had a cocktail party afterwards, a diamond time before. I mean, there was just a lot of space for room for community to happen within this event. We have Nashville this next weekend, which I'll be at. We just have a lot of ways to grow, which means it's your job to plug in, because again, we can provide all the events, but if you don't come, then that's on you. That's not on us, right? So if you were at an event, not just the green carpet we had in Grand Rapids, but if you were at any sort of event within the last 4 weeks, I would love for you to comment below, and I will unmute you, because I want to hear your aha moment. Why is getting to an event important for your business? So, who wants to go first? Estella, I see you, so I'm going to unmute you. All right, Estella, you were there on Sunday. So tell us your aha moment and why getting to events is important.
My aha moment was when you did the exercise. When
Should I do it?
Yeah. It really was like, I was talking to Ed about it later on that evening, you know, after we weren't getting home until like almost 7 o'clock. So we decided we're going to stop and get a pizza for the kids, you know, for dinner. And so we're sitting in the car waiting for the pizza. So we're discussing about the event. Like, you know, what was it about that you liked so much about the meeting and, you know, the event and everything? I think that we both came to agreement that one of them was like a light bulb, that exercise you did with us that really like opened up our mind and our eyes to understand that vision really does work. Vision is so important.
Okay, don't tell them what it was, because I think I can do it here. You think I can? I'm going to try.
Okay.
So Estella, this wasn't a part of my plan, but I'll do it, okay? And we'll see how it goes, and then I'll unmute you again. Okay, so let me see if I can. Can you unmute yourself? I don't know the ability. I can't see you. Did you get it? Oh, I got it. There we go. Got it. Okay, so I'm going to do the exercise that I did with them on Sunday. So if you're driving, you'll just have to kind of do it. But if you are, like, if I can see you, I want to see you do it. So this is what I'm going to ask you to do. Okay, I'm going to stand up because I'm just going to really do it. This is why we have to get to events, because it's like a little cool to do it live on Zoom. It's very cool to do it live in person. Okay, so don't do it quite yet, but this is what I'm going to ask you to do in just a minute. I'm going to ask you to raise your right arm and twist as far left as you can. And when you get as far as you can, you want to like memorize that spot. So I like, you know, pretend there's a laser and memorize that spot, and then a little bit to the left. Okay? So that is what I want you to do. So everybody stand up, like seriously do it. Pretend we're in Grand Rapids right now. Thank you. Thank you. I see you. I see you. All right. So what I want you to do is raise your right arm, plant your feet so your feet do not move, and your just torso just twists as far left as possible. Memorize where you are. And when you're done, you can come on back. All right. Okay. So now I want you to close your eyes. And you're not actually going to do it, but you're just going to picture yourself raising your right arm and with your feet planted, twisting to the left as far as you can. And then you're going to go a little bit more. Easily and effortlessly, you're just going to twist to that first spot and then that second spot. And then you're going to come back to the front.
Oh.
Okay. All right, we're going to try it this again. Close your eyes. Picture yourself raising your arm, twisting to the left, easily and effortlessly going past the first spot, past the second spot, and even further. All right, you can come back to the front. All right, now we're physically going to do it. So everybody raise your right arm again. Twist as far left as possible. And easily and effortlessly go past spot 1 to spot 2, and even spot 3. How many of you went further the second time than you did the first time? Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Because what happened? What happened? You didn't go work out or do Gatorade or push-ups or yoga or anything. What happened? The only thing that changed within that exercise was your mind. You pictured where you wanted to go and your body followed.
We didn't give up.
2 things that I've learned over the course of the 10 years I've been an entrepreneur is number 1, you can always go further than you think you can. Always. You always can go further than you think you can. And the second thing is that a stretched mind never goes back. You stretched your mind. That is why you were able to go further. And a stretched mind cannot go back. So let's try it a third time. Ready? Raise up your right arm. Now that you know what you know, how far can you go? Isn't it cool? How many of you went even further? Cindy's like, yeah, Betty, Angela, awesome. Awesome. So okay, so I'll just do it all, Stella. I know. Okay. Okay. So the 2 things you always can go further than you think you can. Number 2, a stretched mind never goes back. How do you stretch your mind? By getting outside your comfort zone. So I want everybody to fold their hands like this, just like you normally would. How many of you is your left thumb on top? Yeah, we're the smart ones, just so you know. How many of you is your right thumb on top? I've heard you guys are the sexy ones. We'll see if that's true. Okay, so this feels comfortable. As we know, there's no right or wrong way to do this exercise, like to fold your hands. It's just whatever is your habit, whatever's comfortable to you. So now what I'd like you to do is release your hands and then go 1 up so that way the other thumb is on top. How does that feel? Awkward. Anyone else uncomfortable? Like, yeah. I want to go back to what I know. This feels comfortable. But in order to stretch our mind, we have to always get outside our comfort zone. And the question that I have is how many times would it take for you to do this exercise and get comfortable? And at first, it's always weird. It's always weird when you're stretching your comfort zone. But eventually, it starts to feel more normal. And pretty soon, this way is the normal way. Pretty soon, blitzing is like like you can do it like the back of your hand. You're booking parties every other week, and it's weird when you don't have a party that week. You are on the Sunday night call and it's so normal that it's weird if you're not on the Sunday night call, right? You're just creating new business building habits. And the goal is to be uncomfortable, but it always becomes a habit. That was what we did in Grand Rapids. So Stella, I will let you keep going now.
Okay, you can hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so yes, that was definitely a game changer. And then, another thing that we really was humbled by actually was just being there early to help out, volunteered. That was another thing that we really realized, and what it takes to put something like this together, the manpower, and you just feel like a sense of leadership that you're really, helping out. And Pam Souter is amazing. I am just so blessed. We are blessed that we were able to be there to hear her. She's funny. She's a wonderful person. She has a great heart. And the one part where she spoke to, I cannot remember the girl's name, but she talked to her about how she couldn't really go any further. I guess it was into her business, if I'm correct, and asked her why. And she was shy and she giggled all the time. But at the very end, she realized that her why is her unborn child that she is expecting. And she realized that that was a really huge and important why. Just like
Sam.
Kimberly Kane said the same thing. When your fear is not going to be as important as your why. Your why has to be bigger than your fear in order to get something done, in order to move forward and to continue on. And her baby that she, at that time, he was just an infant. She said her fear of blitzing was a big one at first, but then she realized her son was more important than that fear. So we all need to figure out what is way more important than the fear that we have, whether it's blitzing or holding a party or sending out messages, getting no's, getting rejections. That's okay. That's just a stepping stone, because just like I tell my team, that's just a seed that you just planted. They may say no now, but it's not forever. You just move on, and eventually, they either reach back out to you somehow because they saw your post and like, okay, I know I said no this time, but I think I'm interested now. Or you reach back to them, and the next time that there's like maybe an offer or promotion or something like that, and then they're kind of interested because they know what you're doing. They see what you're doing. They're following you. So yeah, I think that whole thing about how we need to overcome our fear, we need to realize that our why has to be more important than our fear.
Yeah, and what's so cool about being at the event is that you hear these stories, you're also feeling their emotions. Like you're experiencing it on a whole nother level when you're in person like that. So Estella, why do people need to get to events?
Sorry, I muted myself because I don't know if you can hear my fan blowing in the background. Oh my goodness. Okay. It is really important. And I'm going to give you an example as to why. I was telling this to Ed, and he didn't know, and I had mentioned this to Robin on Monday. I want to say it was probably, I can't remember if it was Friday or Saturday, but I honestly had like completely stopped working. I just didn't send the messages out. I wasn't really communicating, and the numbers were dropping. And the thought, for the very first time in a long time, I sat here looking at Facebook, looking at the eSuite, and I'm going to try not to be emotional here, but with the tears running down my face and just thinking, I can't do this. I'm just going to quit. And then that only happened for really quick, because then I said to myself, either you need the event or the event needs you. And obviously I needed the event. So we went to the event. I already had the tickets purchased. I already knew that we were going. So I knew that this event was going to be really important to us. So now I have this fire lit back up inside of me again. I'm working. I mean, you can see I've gotten 5 one-on-one appointments last night, one that turned into a party, and I'm having it here in my house. I honestly did not care where this was going to be at, as long as it's going to happen. So that, that happened. Plus I have possibly another 2 more that are going to be on the books here pretty soon. I'm still working with the ladies. And this is all happening. I'm setting a goal.
It's exactly right. The event gives you the personal drive to go out and do the work that you need to do. We all know what to do. It's not really a question of how anymore. It's not a matter of what do I need to do. That's a head question. How do I do it? What do I say? That kind of thing. Certainly at the beginning, those can be questions that you have, but eventually it goes from your head to your heart, and just a way of being. It's who you are, because you are so fully immersed in your business that you're just you're open all the time, and it's a part of your new daily habit. So thank you, Estella, for your support and helping. And I want you guys to hear too that helping was important to her. Being a part of the support team, we had over 11 volunteers, made her feel like she was a part of something. And I'm saying this to myself too. Sometimes I do everything because I feel bad asking for help. But what I've learned, you guys, is that people want to help, and it gives them, especially if it's within their wheelhouse. My job for years at our local One Team One Missions was to bring balloons. That was my job. And I knew that if I didn't go, there would be no balloons. And that was my thing. And so I always showed up with the balloons. But it made me feel like I was a part of it. And so when you're planning things, brainstorm with your team. What should we do for the dream board night? Who wants to bring hot chocolate? Who wants to bring donuts? Who wants to bring paper? Who wants to bring a Christmas movie? Whatever it is, brainstorm how you guys can pull together resources so people feel like they're a part of it too. And it's not just all on you, because number one, you'll get frustrated if you feel like you're doing the work. But number two, it really brings your team in on the journey as well. So awesome. All right. Laura, I saw you were on. If you're still on, if you want to unmute and tell us your aha moment from the weekend.
Can you hear me?
Sure can.
Awesome, yay. I'm still at work, so I don't know how much time I have, so I'm going to fit in what I can. Similar to Estella, I kind of felt like wanting to quit just because I kind of plateaued. But going to the event kind of reminds me why I started. So you just you get the feed off everybody's energy, kind of just re-inspires you and motivates you. And I also helped, and part of the benefit of helping too is that you get to meet other people and connect with them and bounce ideas with them. So you get to meet and talk to people that you otherwise wouldn't have met. Because usually when you go by yourself, you sit with people you know, or you sit with your team. This gives you a little bit more diversification and connecting with new people. Also, my big thing that I really never thought of before was one of the guys said, embrace the suck. Everybody goes through a plateau, and they're like, business goes up and down, and you have to embrace the suck and just work through it. And it's just nice to know that other people go through it. And just because your business is kind of maybe sucking right now, it's not always going to. It just goes ups and downs. So I know it's weird to say embrace the suck, but that was one thing that really stuck out to me. So I'm like, oh, okay. So just because I'm in a rough patch doesn't mean that I should quit. I just got to keep pushing through it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was really good. Joel said that. And if you know that Joel and Stephanie have had suck within their business, then that anything can do. You know what I mean? Because it's just, what I've learned is just a part of the journey. It's doesn't mean anything. It's just a part of the journey. And so our job is to look beyond it. Awesome.
That was my big takeaway.
Thank you, Laura.
You're welcome.
Pam?
Oh, she is amazing. She's inspiration, and she's just when she walks into a room, she's just has this aura about her. I want to know who she is. She seems like a fun gal. She's somebody that, like, if I walked into a room, I'd want to make somebody feel the way that she makes others feel. She's personable, she's genuine, she's caring. It's not all about business. It's personal and business, because people will do business with those that care about them and not just look at them as a number.
Boom. Mic drop. Thank you. Awesome. Jackie, yeah, the team Christmas party. I love that. I mean, this is what we decided to do as a team. We got together and we were brainstorming. We're going to do a ugly Christmas sweater party where we're going to vote on the ugliest sweater. We're going to bring an elephant gift. And so we all will like bring a gift. We're going to have a Christmas movie downstairs. We're going to have, like in my living room, I have these like lights to help me at night, like do videos and stuff. Anyway, we're going to use those for a photo booth area just in my house, just like use the lights so we can take good pictures. But you can be creative, and it doesn't have to cost a lot of money, but it can be still really fun. And then Estella said that because of the event, they're meeting locally with their team twice a week just to work together. And again, it's just 2-3 people, doesn't matter if it's consistent. The more when you sign people up, then you can add them and it'll be consistent, but just to have fun. And you're going to video your out-of-state teams too. Awesome. Ooh, Stacy had Mrs. Claus. You had Mrs. Claus come for the kids? Oh my gosh. That is so creative. I did not think the kids were going to be invited to our Christmas party, but that's a good idea. Ooh, Misty, Syracuse, New York. Tony, if you're on here, she's planning to go to Syracuse too. That'd be awesome. I'm not planning to go to Syracuse as of right now. However, if there's a lot of people going, then that would be really fun, Stacy. Good job. Good job. Okay, who else was at an event, either the Grand Rapids one or a different one throughout the last few weeks? Let's hear. Sandra, I'm going to unmute you. Is that okay?
Yep.
Oh, there you go. All right. How are you?
Hey, good. Sorry. Someone else popped up. I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yep. Cool. Tell me what your aha moment was from the Sunday.
Yeah. Well, from Sunday, there was a lot of good information and just also some reminders and things that, we might have heard in the past. But a lot of good things. One thing that stuck with me was, I believe Pam had mentioned it, really thinking about every person as if they are a $10,000 potential team member. So, thinking of it that way as far as any person you ever cross paths with, server, waitress, anyone, if a friend or, family member you haven't talked to, whoever it might be. But instead of just, thinking, oh, they're not going to be good, or, oh, they don't want it, just think of them more as that they could be your next rock star, your next triple diamond and double diamond, whatever. So really putting that on every opportunity. So then every person you don't talk to, it's kind of like you're losing $10,000. So that was something good to think about. And then really just thinking about and reminding ourselves of this business and opportunity, and the products are really something that is great and amazing, and that people are crazy not to sign up. Like, instead of thinking, oh, no one wants to sign up, think of course they do. And if they don't, they're just like crazy. Like, why wouldn't they want to sign up for this? So not really taking things personal, and just really, being, I guess, reminded that this is an amazing opportunity.
Awesome.
Those were a couple. I don't want to steal everybody's, but yeah, those were
good. Yep, I agree. It really is treating everybody that way too. Treating everyone like like they mentioned, when Pam walks into a room, you're like, I want to know her. Like, she's pouring out belief. And when you think of treating people like they're a $10,000 earner for you, they're already your best friend. They're not just a number, but they're somebody that you are going to be talking to all the time. I just feel like, to me, it reminds me that to start off warm and friendly and kind of have that same aura, because you never know who you're going to run into. All right, Adriana, do you want to unmute yourself?
Okay, here I am.
All right, so tell us your aha moments from Sunday.
There's two that stood out the most. Number one was when Pam was going over the colors. Back in May when we went to boot camp, or when Mike did it, I loved when Mike did it because he's just so bubbly and, but when Pam did it Sunday, I realized, well, in May, I was like, oh, I'm yellow. And then I realized on Sunday that I'm not just a yellow. When she explained the money-driven part, how it's not greedy, and she talked about how she chartered the plane to get her grandkids out of there. Well, that's something I would definitely do, and so then that made me realize, wow, I'm a little bit of red too. And then I started thinking about how I'm always on Zooms, I'm always watching YouTube videos and doing research. So I was like, wow, I guess I'm green too. And obviously I talk too much, so obviously I'm blue there. So I was like, dang. So then I wrote down, actually on my profile for Facebook, it says that I'm yellow with a red stripe, blue polka dots, and a green soul. So that was a huge one for me because I just thought I was yellow. And then the one other one that was huge for me was actually Pam again. I don't remember. I took 10 pages of notes there, so like I took everything. What did she say? I can't even find it now. Never mind, I can't find it. I was thinking it, but
well, if you remember, let us know.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Tanis, unmute yourself. What event have you recently gone to?
Hi guys. I went to Calgary this past weekend. I was actually supposed to do a 1-2-1 mission in Edmonton, like a week before that, but we decided with Kirsten Johnson, a couple of the other leaders, April Jennings, Marina Winkler, Brooke Eggers, and I, we decided to all do a boot camp together. And so we had the Canadian Regional AFIA come down from Montreal, and it was really great. I had about 12 of my girls that came up from Edmonton, Okotoks, Calgary, and it was really, really great. So, you know what? I love events. I say this all the time, how conference changed my life. Just getting there, I was a brand new distributor, didn't know anyone, and it just fires you up. You just see, just everybody's stories that are so different. Everybody joined for different reasons. Everybody has a different story. And one thing that AFIA said, she's really great. I don't know if you've met her yet, Denise.
I've talked to her on the phone, but I haven't met her yet.
Yeah, she's so great. One thing she said is that, because how she got involved in direct sales is someone blitzed her. And it was like a makeup company. She wasn't into makeup at all. She ended up joining this company. It was Mary Kay. And she said, if you can succeed at something that you hate, because she was talking about how she did all this schooling that she hated so much, because her parents wanted her to be a doctor or an engineer. And she went to school for, years and years and years, spent all this money and hated it, just hated it. So when someone blitzed her, with direct sales, even though she hated makeup, she liked the idea of getting into direct sales. So one thing she said when she started was, before we started doing the panels and sharing all our stories, is she said, if you can succeed at something that you hate, you can go after your dreams, whether it's, getting to diamond or black diamond or, making $2,000 a month or, 5 figures a month, right? So it was really great because she just set the tone for the whole boot camp. And, it was just 5 hours of everybody sharing their stories, all different backgrounds. And it just, you know what, I wasn't feeling down in my business, but I was feeling like I needed, every time I go to an event, I was upset that I didn't get to go to green carpet, just for personal and family reasons, in the spring, summer. So just doing this boot camp, I did it to, see everybody and connect with everybody and be a part of it. But I really did it, for myself, because I really needed that, just the excitement and that, just getting, coming back. I was so fired up after this. I'm doing a Zoom with some leaders on my team, and just to get excited again, it fills us up, and I know you had your event, and I found out about your event, and I was like, oh, I would have loved to have gone to that. And I have a bunch of girls going to Nashville this week. But any event that you can get to, whether it's just even getting on a Zoom like this, you know, I'm home right now. My daughter's running around. My husband's out. But, you know, just getting on a Zoom and just filling your cup and just realizing that all our stories are so different, you know, and we can all, you know, we're all going to be Black Diamond like Denise one day, right? So it doesn't matter your background, you know, where you come from, why you started this. Maybe you started this just for fun, because a lot of girls that were up on the panel sharing, not all of them joined, you know, for the income reasons. A lot of them joined, you know, it just was a fluke that they ended up into this business, right? So I know a lot of us joined because, you know, we needed the financial part, or, you know, we hate our jobs, or we just really needed something, you know, for ourselves. But a lot of people joined for different reasons, and then they found out, you know, that this was their purpose, that they really needed this in their lives, you know. So I just love getting to events, and conference, like I said, it really changed everything. Like, you know, and I was talking today, getting my team fired up about conference, and just saying that everybody needs to be there, right? So, because there's nothing like it, you know, and just getting, and, you know, feeling that fire amongst everybody and the energy, and it just fills you right up. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Tanis. And I'm excited to hear all about your Calgary boot camp. It's true. We know how to keep ourselves motivated, and it's on getting on calls, getting on Zooms, and attending events, because of course there's going to be the aha moments, but then you're also going to leave with energy.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, Robin, I see your hand raised.
Hey, Denise. Sorry, I'm incognito because of the whole foot situation. But from Sunday wasn't so much anything that, you know, anyone said. What was a really beautiful thing is having your team there, and when you see the light flicker in their eyes, when they go, I can do this. I've got this. So for me, it wasn't necessarily about some of the stuff that I can do or where I'm going, but it's really beautiful and special when you see like Kim and Sherry and other people on my team that were there that did the, oh my gosh, I can do this. Or when they look at the diamond bonus chart and like, wait. And when you did the whole, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and everyone across the room stands up, when they go, oh, and you hear the angel singing, and just seeing the light in their eyes was absolute the best. Like, as someone who is new and stepping into leadership, seeing that twinkle in your team's eyes is just priceless.
Yes. That brings up a point. Your new distributors don't know what they don't know. They don't know how important it is. What they see is a 3-hour drive on a random day when they're tired from work, or, you know, they don't realize what they have their hands on. And that's exactly why we have got to be loud with our team about getting to events. We've got to drag them a little bit. We've got to personally stalk them to get to the event so they can see that real people are making money. And like Tana said, there's no, right, you know, it's not like you have to be a certain way to make money. Like any background, any experience level, any whatever, like it's just about the hunger in your belly and what you're willing, you know, how are you willing to stay focused long enough? So, so yeah, get your team to events, which means get your team to Nashville, get your team to conference. I'll end, Stacy, with some conference stuff from what I know. But Angela, I see you wanted to mention something. Go right ahead.
Okay, so I went to the San Antonio boot camp.
Oh yeah, that was this weekend too.
Saturday, yeah, Saturday. So there were two things that really stuck out to me. One was one of the ladies was talking about hundreds lists, and she said there's 3 signs that you need to build your hundreds list, and that's one, if you wake up wanting to work but don't know where to start, then you should build your hundreds list. If you're excited and you get ignored or get no's and feel discouraged, then you need to add new people. And then if you want to be successful, you need to add to your hundreds list. So you're always
so like all the time.
yeah, so if you feel lost, discouraged, you want to be successful, add to your list. And then the other thing that was really, one of the ladies was talking about blitzing. And she said, if you feel scared, you need to stop and remember that you are handing them a gift. That, you know, take yourself out of the equation. You're just handing them a gift.
That's awesome.
So,
yeah. It's really true. If you ever feel like I don't know what to do, that typically means you need more leads. You know, add more people to your hundreds list. You can be following up with more people. And like Estella did, get on a power hour, watch a recording of a power hour, do your own power hour where you just specifically message people with the purpose of focusing on a customer, focusing on distributor, or booking a party, etc. So awesome. Yay, I'm glad you got to go to that. That is fun. Anybody else want to share anything while I pull stuff up here? Feel free, feel free. Okay, so I am at the events calendar, events.itworks.com. And there is one on your phone too if you download the ItWorks Office. That's an easy place to go to see events. But take a look here as well. And then if you go to the events calendar, this is where you're going to see what is up. And they honestly add events all the time. For example, I know that there is one August or November. I know we have one in November in Grand Rapids and it's not on here. So that's what I'm saying. they are not, they put new ones up all the time. So be looking, but then also don't look just for your area, look for your team's area. I'll be in Chicago, you guys, this day. If anybody was within 5 hours of Chicago, come to that. Pam Souter is going to be there. Dr. Don is going to be there. Debbie Sassik's going to be there. I'll be there. So be a part of that. That one actually starts at 1, and I'm spending the night because I have a baby shower for my brother and my sister-in-law on Saturday who live in Chicago. So I have from like morning till 1 to hang out with anybody who's there. Right now it is my mom, so anyone is welcome. And then we've got Toledo. I may be going to that one as well. But you see Tri-Cities, you see Sacramento, Texas. I mean, it's one thing to look for your own self, but then also keep in mind where your teams are, because it's not going to be their habit to look here yet. So, and then again, continue to look, because I know that, like, here's Houston, Christy, if you're listening. Syracuse, New York, that's the boot camp you guys are talking about. Awesome. Look at France. Do you guys know anybody in France? We should find some. I hear they're booming right now. So conference, let's look at conference really quick. What year are we? Okay, so conference is going to be this weekend here, 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Tickets will go on sale October, like right after payday in October. So October 15th, like this is, it's a Sunday. They'll probably go on sale on the 15th. In my guesstimate, we'll get paid on Friday, and they'll announce a conference on Sunday is my guess, because I just made that up, but it seems like it makes sense. So that's my guess. So get your conference tickets immediately, and then you can use October, November, December, January to save for flights, hotels, all of that kind of stuff. I'm also guessing, and this is a guess, but it's fairly educated, that we're going to be in Tampa again. So I think we're going to be at the arena again. The other thing that I've heard, you guys, okay, there's 100 people on here. Just don't tell anyone else, okay? What I'm hearing is that there's excursions we're going to be able to win. There is a super awesome worship band coming with a super awesome pastor that also may come if he's free. I cannot tell you anymore. It's like not going to be just 2 days. It's like a morning and then a breakout and then this and then these, like you get to win and experiences while we're there with your team. Now, what I've also heard is they're going to tell us everything right away. So you're going to know right when they do announce conference tickets what the itinerary is going to look like, and then you're going to have a chance November, December, January to earn these spots within the conference. Like, I don't get it all. All I know is that I don't want to miss out. Like, I think I'm more blue than I expected, and I want to be a part of some of that fun stuff. So be on the lookout for Conference 2018. You want to be there. And if you don't know why you want to be there, like, just trust us. Trust us. You want to be there not just for the energy, the excitement, the memories. Like, you don't want to miss out on all that fun stuff that they're offering for us, but also the amazing promotions and crazy announcements that happen afterwards. So I have heard that a new product is going to be announced at the end of this month, which makes me think Nashville. I don't know, but that's what people were talking about. So I'm hoping that at Nashville they'll announce that. I'm also hearing a new country, which could be why they're starting Spanish calls on Sundays. Just a guess. So there's lots of things happening in the works. Things are happening sooner than we expected in some areas, but anyway, that's all I'm going to say. Just know that it's fun. It's good, all good. But you want to be at conference because you want to, of course, have that experience. But then don't forget you want your team to be there too. So start talking to them. Anybody that signs up within the next few months, make sure that they know that they can get to conference too. And if they're serious about their business, they won't miss the one time a year we all get together internationally to do this. So does anybody have any other thoughts or aha moments that they want to share before we end tonight?
Hey, Denise.
Oh, Pam did say Nashville. Yes. Go ahead.
Hey, okay, so I was just gonna quick say something that what Pam had mentioned to us was that we should write down in a journal of when we first wake up what we say to ourselves, and write it down, and then look at that journal, look at that list, like make a list of the things that we're saying to ourselves, and that and then kind of realize, is this what I want? Is this what I want to be? And if it's not, then we need to change it. We need to start thinking of something else, and that way we know that, you know, subconsciously in our mind, we're going to start changing that way of thinking.
She said, Oprah says you can be ugly before you even look in the mirror, you know, because we wake up and we just start telling ourselves junk that's just not true. And so the good thing is we can impact that. Absolutely. So when you recognize what you're saying to yourself, then that means you can change it, and you can wake up and own the day before the day owns you. So if you're coming to Nashville, then I am super excited to find out with you what the product's going to be. I've been doing research on the category of the product. So I know the category, but I don't know exactly what it is. But all I know is that I'm going to want to use it. And so I'm really excited. And yeah, lots of things happening. So if you're going to Nashville, please let me know. I want to hang out with you. I want to do lunch. I want to make sure I get to like go and sit with you in the stands for a bit. And if I'm not seeing you in Nashville, then I'll see you in Chicago, Toledo, or Florida in conference, right? So get to an event. My challenge to everybody here is to go to the It Works Up calendar and to choose a corporate event within the next few months that you personally are going to get to, and then rally at least 3 to 5 of your teammates to get there as well. And if you don't have a team, then that's okay. Just make sure you get there so that way you can better, cast the vision to your team when you do have a team. And then the second thing is if you've got a few local people, plan some fun things, some work days that you can do with them over the course of the next few months. Leadership can be an intimidating word sometimes, but you guys, leadership is not that big of a deal because we're all being leaders throughout the day. Leadership truly is just influencing others. It's being an influence. It's casting a vision. It's pouring belief. And we're all influencing people all day long. The question is, what type of influencer do you want to be? So don't feel like you need to be a leader or you need to whatever to plan these events and to schedule stuff and to have fun and to pave the way. You're influencing people, and you are anyway, so you might as well influence them in a positive, healthy direction. So yes. Oh, this is another one. Estella just brought this up. One thing that Pam said that really blew my mind when she was kind of hot seating a girl is she said, the girl said, I don't know that I can be a leader, okay? Because that word can be intimidating. And Pam said, so tell me what you do to lead. And the girl said, I have a group message and I say, this is my goal, guys. What is your goal for the day? And Pam said, stop doing that. She said, in fact, I don't even want you to talk to your team for 30 days. Don't even talk to them. What I want you to do is work your business. And then you can share with them what they're doing, what you're doing, period. But work your business. And when you're so focused forward, you don't have the ability or the mind space to like be so concerned with what everybody else is doing. You are just so focused on what you're doing. And that's how you pave the way for your team. Do it yourself and then tell them what they're doing or what you're doing. And they can either jump on or not. And that's on them. So with that being said, get to an event and get your team to an event because it is absolutely worth it. You leave on fire every single time. So thank you guys for sharing your aha moments and your experience and for being on tonight. We'll be here same time, same place next week. Love you.